Hello and welcome to Hospitality Hotdish, fresh from the oven. Actually, sidebar, ever since Taylor Swift's new album, I want to say fresh out the slammer, but we're not. We're fresh out the oven. I am Kate Conroy, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships here at Hospitality Minnesota, which is a member-driven organization dedicated to educating, supporting, and advocating for Minnesota's hospitality industry. What you can expect from the Hot Dish are conversations with restaurants, resorts, hotels, campgrounds, and the allied members who support those businesses in the state of Minnesota. We release a new episode every other Thursday, so be on the lookout for those. Speaking of which, you can find the Hot Dish just about anywhere you can download a podcast. We even put them up on YouTube, so check us out. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review so that the algorithm gets in front of other awesome people just like you. With me today is Hospitality Minnesota's very own Victoria Marley. Victoria, say hi and let the audience hear your voice.
Hello, Kate. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I cannot wait to get into this conversation too, by the way.
Yay.
Uh, but first, we're going to start, as we always do, with the very hard-hitting question. What is your favorite hot dish?
Oh, of course. Being a true Minnesotan, my favorite hot dish is a rice hot dish that my, of course, mom made growing up. And I actually don't make it because I eat too much of it. So I choose not to make it. I know
Well,
that
okay,
it can be a
so
treat at home.
the popular answer to this is a tater tot hot dish. I've never heard rice hot dish. So is this white rice or wild rice, brown rice? What kind of rice?
Yeah, white rice, hamburger, cream of chicken noodle soup. Um, yeah,
Oh,
Chinese noodles. Yeah, and then yeah, it's glorious. But yeah, again, I won't make it because I'll
so
eat the whole thing.
this is something that an outsider would not understand. But it is okay to mix hamburger with cream of chicken soup.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The two
Or
go together quite well.
yeah, yeah. Or cream of mushroom. You take your creams. Cream of anything pretty much is a true
Yes.
hot dish secret. So
You've got me wanting this. Did it also include like soy sauce? I'm imagining the crispy
mhm,
noodles. Oh my God. I
yeah.
think my grandmother used to make something similar, and I haven't had it since she was alive, but I think about it every once in a while, and I wonder if somebody out there has this recipe. I might need to borrow. I might need to track
Yeah,
this
I was
recipe
gonna
down.
say yes, absolutely. It's a good one. It's a good one.
All right, I need to stop thinking about food and start thinking more about this interview because that's the point. That's why we're here. Okay, I can get this. I can get it together, Victoria. In terms of hospitality, what is your why?
Oh, I mean, hospitality has been my very first job was in hospitality. I started out at the Wayzata Country Club's concession stand off the pool, my very first job, and have just loved it. It's just been something that I think, my personality fits with. And I just know that it's an industry that there's, huge capacity for growth and makes a high impact. And of course, that passion that everybody that works within that hospitality industry is something that I just adore. So yeah, it's an amazing industry, and I am so thrilled to be a part of it.
I love that. And you actually have a really interesting family history connected to not-for-profits in the Twin Cities area, right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I grew up hearing my dad be a part of the Chamber of Commerce and all the fun activities, events, committees, the leadership that he had within the Chamber of Commerce in St. Cloud. And I, just grew up and it was like, oh my gosh, I have to be a part of this someday. And then when the opportunity at Twin West Chamber of Commerce came up, I jumped at the chance, worked there in the Chamber of Commerce for 17 years and just fell in love. I just knew that it was my calling. And so have found a home in it. And that's where I met Angie, our CEO. And of course, that just leads one thing to another. And knowing that Chamber of Commerce Association work is just something that is the best fit for me. So it's exciting.
I'm so jealous that you knew about it because I fell into chamber work by accident. Like I had a friend who was like, "Hey, the chamber's hiring."
Well, I know a lot of people don't even know what a chamber
I
is, or thinks
know.
it's like a part of like the city. Like, don't they do parades?
100%.
you
People
know?
still
So
ask me if we're like government, like part of the government, like Explore Minnesota is, and I'm like, no, we're completely independent, not for
yeah,
profit. But there is certainly that misconception, and I didn't know this, but the concept of a chamber of commerce goes back like thousands of years.
yes,
Like it is amazing for how long people have been coming together to help each other for millennia. Just it's a beautiful thing.
yes. I know. I know. It's a great organization, a great concept, a great mission. And yeah, when
Mhm.
you know that you can be a part of that, it's always exciting. So
I love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to get into some more stuff when we come back. Okay, welcome back, Victoria Marley with Hospitality Minnesota. Another hard-hitting question. What is your favorite Minnesota escape?
Oh, well, I would have to honestly say that my escape is actually my backyard. We,
Oh,
yes, we live on Medicine Lake and moved here 12 years ago and have just fell in love with our, opportunity to have lakeshore property. We can use the lake, 24/7, whether it's wintertime with the snowshoeing, skiing, opportunity, letting the dog run wild out there, or of course, boating with sailing and all the recreational water sports that way too. So again, it's something that I feel like we can have that cabin life, but yet be living that 24/7. And that was something that was just an option that we couldn't pass up. And so the kids can have it year round, and we don't have to feel like we have to leave to
yeah.
enjoy all of Minnesota's fabulous benefits.
So there's a meme going around Instagram, probably Facebook too, and it basically is like create a life you don't need a vacation from. And I feel
Exactly.
like you did that.
Yes. 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 I have not seen that meme, but oh my gosh, I could have been the one to create it because yes, that is exactly. I mean, just every morning rolling over and watching the sunrise up, having that cup of coffee, just having the serene, peaceful, welcome to your day, watching the sunrise over the water. And it's just
Amazing.
amazing. So yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So, can you talk a little bit about what you do for Hospitality Minnesota? You and I are not in the same department. We're not even technically in the same organization because I work for the association and you work for the foundation. A lot of people don't know that we have an education foundation. So, why don't you give the people listening just a little info on that?
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Our foundation helps people get connected and find careers within the hospitality industry. And so what we get to do is focus on current talent pipeline with our Restaurant Ready program and our apprenticeship program, but also build the future workforce within hospitality with our ProStart curriculum and our hospitality and tourism management curriculums. So we get to work with high schools and building those relationships for the future, but also being able to place really good employees into our member businesses right now. And so we've got a lot of great programming, a lot of great events. We do scholarships for our students. And no matter whether they're a pro-start school or not, we build that future talent pipeline and invest in our students to get into those great careers that hospitality industry has. It's a great future. It's a great career path that a lot of people just don't even know, especially parents. Parents and
Yeah.
teachers a lot of times don't understand what that looks like and how fast a student can move that
Yeah.
trajectory. It's also a really great industry for entrepreneurism, starting your own restaurant, getting to management quickly. All of those are huge classic pieces that make the industry so successful.
Totally agree. And I have some follow-up questions for you. So not every high school is a Pro Start high school. A lot of high schools don't know that it exists, or they know that it exists, but they don't have the kitchen space. Like I went to a high school that had like home ec, and that's sadly back then that's what it was still called. The girls went to home ec and the boys went to like wood shop. I think maybe I'm the last generation who suffered through that.
No, yeah, that was yeah, yep. No,
So
um,
yeah, go ahead. So
exactly. But
how do
thank you,
you
Kate,
get
for bringing that up because that is something. Yeah, I mean, even coming to Hospitality, Minnesota, I didn't realize that Pro Start was a specific culinary curriculum. Like I was just like, oh, it's culinary arts, like every other school. Like, but no, Pro Start is so unique and it's really connected to the industry because it's got those connections with the mentors and the real world experience, the competition that we have both here in the state of Minnesota, but then also the winners of that go on to nationals and compete against the best of the best across the country. So, um, you know, the culinary arts program is great. A lot of schools can't even offer that. But if, your school could offer Pro Start, it is just a top-notch opportunity. And again, not every school is doing it. So for our listeners, if your school is not a Pro Start school, would love to connect with your school administrators to bring that for your own students. Because again, even my daughter is not a Pro Start school student, and she will be doing culinary arts, and she's like, "Mom, help me get Pro Start." So, yes, it is fun to see that the students really want it, and it's so great for your region and your area to be able to
yeah.
have the strong connections that then build that talent pipeline for you.
And there are a lot of high schools that don't have like the kitchen space, right? But there are workarounds to that. So if you think that you don't qualify or you can't do it because you don't necessarily have the space or the kitchen installed in one of the classrooms, that's okay. We have workarounds to that. So definitely still investigate and ask. And then just moving a little bit forward in time. So that's like the high school talent pipeline. We also have these really cool, you mentioned before, apprenticeship programs and Restaurant Ready for people who are either looking to get into culinary or restaurant space as an adult, looking to change careers, or if they're displaced, if they're newly immigrated here, if they've been out of the workforce for a little while. I've scratched the surface. You know so much about these programs, and I'm afraid not everybody else does. So can you talk a little bit about those two programs?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those are two really good workforce solutions that, yes, a lot of times employers just have no idea that they can utilize. And especially since both Restaurant Ready program and the hospitality registered hospitality apprenticeships haven't been included in Minnesota until just recently. I'm new to Hospitality Minnesota, and that was my charge starting. And I can just extend, I cannot be more excited about bringing those two programs here to Minnesota, having those be opportunities for our employers to be able to fill not only their entry level positions, which are a lot of times so hard to fill and to find those employees that really want to stay connected and move up those ladders. And once we, through Restaurant Ready, get them, with that workforce readiness curriculum and placed into employers, they are set. They are so excited to be a part of those businesses, and they have a huge retention benefit with those for the employers. And then for the apprentices, that's both for either new people entering for attraction, but also upskilling your current employees. And again, it's free curriculum thanks to grants from the National Restaurant Association and the American Hotel and Lodging Association. So the curriculum is free. There's incentives for employers. So it's a huge benefit both for the apprentice who gets that free credential that they can take anywhere and have that be something that's recognized by the U.S. Department of Labor and Industry and the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry. And then also, with the employers getting really good employees that really want to stay and work with them for a long time. So it's just a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, all the way around. I feel like the unemployment rate has been low for so long. The struggle to find and retain talent has
Ugh.
been ongoing. It's a slog, it's a struggle, and to be able to add to the talent pool in a meaningful way. And you created both of these in less than a year. Like you started last summer, right?
Yep, July 10th was my first day. And yeah, it was like, okay, what are these national programs that we just don't have here? And bringing them to Minnesota, getting them off the ground, finding both the employers and the member businesses that want to participate, and then connecting them with, these participants. It's just been so amazing to be able to put this in place and to see the impact that these programs have.
Yeah. And again, totally free. It's free to the employee, it's free to the employer. And I understand that there are some grants coming down the pike that we're not sure about, but not only is it free to the employer, there might be incentives, like cash money incentives for you to participate in these programs, which,
Like,
oh my goodness, you get the employee who's skilled and credentialed, and you get money to help support that learning. How do
kind
you
of a
say no to
no-brainer.
that? That's a no-brainer. I
Yeah.
love that. Oh my gosh. Um, Usually I ask this next question at the end, but I feel like how do people get in touch with you if they want to like take advantage of this? Because
Yeah.
everybody should want to get in touch with you.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. I have, both students and apprentices looking to get placed. I have employers that are looking for apprentices. So no matter which of those buckets people fall, I would love to get them connected and with these programs. So yes, my email is Victoria at hospitalitymn.com. It's probably the best way. Otherwise, certainly would love to pick up the phone and connect with you. My phone
Mhm.
number is 651-925-4017. So,
Beautiful. Perfect. All right. So moving on, last question. What keeps you up at night?
oh boy, that's a tough one. Um, let's see.
Maybe nothing? Maybe
I was
you're
gonna
one of those
say,
charmed
I
people?
know I'm like,
Good for you. For me, it's sugar lately. Oh my
oh
gosh, but maybe
no.
you just sleep like a baby, and that's a wonderful thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like what
I think that's enough silence. I'm going to move on.
good choice. I like that idea.
Well, I'm so happy for you that you sleep well. That makes me so happy. Victoria Marley with Hospitality Minnesota. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to all of you out there listening, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Kate.